Hello everybody, welcome to my presentation. I'm going to talk about the Exodus, 1947. First of all, my name is Arno, as most of you know, and I'm doing this together with Hilde, but she's not ready right now. I'm going to talk about the Exodus ship, as you see here. I'm going to talk about the boat itself, the plan, the actual voyage, the way you have to get back to Germany, and I'm going to talk about the aftermath at the end. The ship. The ship started out as a pleasure voyage in the United States called the President Warfield. But during World War II, it was reassigned to go with plans and missions with Americans. After the war, the Americans sold the ship for scrap, and secretly the Haganah bought the ship. The Haganah was an underground military organization of Israel before it was actually a country, who until then tried with small ships to get illegal Jewish immigrants into Israel. But they thought they needed something bigger to house thousands of illegal immigrants after the war. So the plan was, with this ship, to transport it. They remodeled the ship to accommodate around 4,500 immigrants or passengers, and installed defense mechanism because they were scared they was gonna get boarded or attacked, so they could defend themselves. On the ship was, as I told, around 4,500 immigrants and the crew, but besides that was also Reverend John Stanley Grow. This reverend was a Christian reporter. Now, the reason they wanted a Christian reporter was because they were, as I told, with the defenses, they were scared they're gonna get boarded or attacked. So they wanted a reporter, and they thought if they get a Jewish reporter, the world was gonna think it was biased, and a Christian reporter was more believable to the world. So the plan was on Saturday in France, July 11, 1947, it would embark onto the sea and go to Palestine. The difference between this voyage and the other ones they did with illegal immigrants on smaller ships was, in the past they kept it secret. They tried to sneak into the country, but the plan with the Exodus was to just burst through the blockades, because it was a big ship, go as fast as they can to the beach and unload their cargo of 4,500 immigrants. So if they're gonna get stopped, then a lot of people can't stop them anymore. So they went on the 11th. They went, but at the moment they departed, British destroyers accompanied them, but not for a good reason, because on July 18 they got attacked. Just outside of Palestine, outside of territorial waters, the British rammed the boat and they boarded it. The immigrants tried to put up a fight, but it was not gonna be good for them. In the fight, an American volunteer died called Bill Bernstein, who was clubbed to death by the British, and 2 immigrants died because of gunshots. After the fight, the immigrants were put on 2 different ships and were sent back to France. But they refused to disembark off of the ships, and because the French didn't stop them, they just stayed on the ships for 3 weeks. In these 3 weeks, one reporter, American, got onto the ship and saw this, the swastika on the British flag, or the Union Jack flag. To Germany. After the 3-week standoff, the British decided to not get them on France anymore, but send them to Germany. Now, think about this. It's 1947, just after the war, and they wanted to send Jewish immigrants back to Germany in camps. So, of course, it was going to be a public outrage. Due to global public opinion against the British, they changed their policies. So, they sent them to Cyprus. That was the place they normally would send the Jewish immigrants, illegal immigrants. In the aftermath, on September 29, 1947, in Haifa, don't know how to pronounce it correctly, the underground military organization of Israel and freedom fighters bombed a police station. They killed 2 people and 10 people were heavily wounded. It was in retaliation against the British because how they handled the whole Exodus problem. In November 1947, the immigrants were still sent back to Germany, to Wilhelmshaven. But around 1948, only 1,800 of the 4,500 people of the who was on the initial exodus was still in the camps. The others, they have tried again because to get in Israel, because in May 14, 1948, Israel was an independent state, so it was easier to get in there. And most of them got in. The ones who didn't were still sent back to Cyprus. But in 1949, the British acknowledged Israel as a real state, and they sent all their Jewish immigrants who wanted to go to Israel, they sent to Israel. So at the end, the people of the Exodus got in. Now is my question, well, not really question, can't really answer it. Who are the Haganah? I told a little bit before. They are, it was the underground military organization of the Jews in Palestine before Israel was a real thing. The Jews in Palestine are called the Yishuv. It was set in motion because I hope a lot of you have already watched the live lessons, but there was a lot of distrust towards the British, so they, because of all the promises they couldn't keep, so the Yishuv wanted their own military organization to make their Israel real. These are my sources. Thank you for watching the video and I hope you learned something.